Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited for today's video. It's been a hot minute since I've been on this channel, but I just wanted to say first of all, thank you for the love you've given my most recent video. I know there's tons of fans out there for the Alone With You in the Other book, and I'm a big fan of it. It's literally my favorite book now. So if you want to see some more reading vlogs, defo let me know in the comments below. But today I want to share with you my summer TBR. I'm not gonna lie, I've slowed down a little bit, but I want to get that back up again. You know, I want to get a head start on reading, especially as I enter kind of prepping for my masters. I'll start in September. I'm very excited. It's in creative writing and publishing, so of course I need to know the book world very well if I'm going to be doing publishing. And I do feel like reading kind of widens my world, especially when it comes to my own writing, so I'm very excited. If you are interested to hear what I'll be reading this summer, keep watching.
She was like a shot of espresso. She's like being bathed in sunlight. She's incredibly energetic and enthusiastic, and she had this sense of play and fun, which was incredibly exciting.
To start my summer right, I have been reading One True Love by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Blew up on Book Talk and BookTube for the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. And I think she has a few other books I've blown up too. I'm not going to lie. I haven't yet read 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Please don't yell at me. I know you're screaming, how have you not read it yet? I will get to it, but I wanted to let the hype die down a little bit before I gave it a read, because the last book I read that got a lot of hype let me down, and I'm not trying to do that. So I started with a different book. I started with One True Loves instead, and I honestly love it. I have been loving it. It's been a really easy read. I would say not simple, but like it's very easy to follow. The voice is very clear. I like the storyline. It's basically about a girl called Emma, and she fell in love with this guy called Jesse, and they got married and stuff, but then he tragically dies, or is assumed to have died, in a helicopter crash, and she takes a few years to obviously mourn him, moves on, marries or is engaged to a childhood friend, and then out of nowhere her supposedly dead husband reappears. So then she's got to make a decision of kind of where her feelings are at and who she'll stick with. So far it's been really good. I've gotten past kind of getting to know her relationship with Jesse and getting to know her relationship with Sam, and now I'm seeing them in the kind of the present day of her figuring out, okay, who am I going to pick? It has been a really good, easy read so far. It has been a bit of a shame that I haven't had a massive amount of time to dedicate to reading recently, because I've just been like out and about, hence why I haven't uploaded in a minute. But I plan on finishing this within, I'm literally like halfway through, if you can probably see. So within like the next day or so, hopefully. This I would definitely recommend to start your summer TBR, because it is a good little romance to get you started. Speaking of romance, I'm sure you're all familiar with this next read, Heartstopper. It is a graphic novel about these 2 boys who become friends and fall in love. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched the Netflix series because I saw Jack Edwards rave about the graphic novel and he read all 3. I only have this one for now because I'm not a huge graphic novel reader, but I definitely want to get into it. I would love to get into like manga and stuff as well. And I feel like this is a good stepping stone into the graphic novel world, because I do love romance, and I feel like I'll work my way through it very quickly as well. I do think graphic novels are a great way of telling a story, because who wouldn't want to literally watch a movie in pictures in a book with a few words? Basically like subtitles on a Netflix show. Okay, that was a really dumb analogy, but you get what I mean, right? Excited to read this. It's obviously had a lot of high reviews by a lot of different people, and hopefully I'll read the whole series before. Yeah, I'll read the whole graphic novel series before I watch the Netflix series, because I do have a tendency to have a bias where, like, if I watch the movie first or if I read the book first, I'll be like, but that didn't happen there, that didn't happen there. So I want to read the book first before I get into the series. So yeah, I'm super excited. Imagine just like being in the park and just chilling and reading this. So cute. And the cover is everything. I mean, I think they changed it because it's obviously got like the stars of the show on it, but I still love it. It's pink, it's green, it's cute. Summer romance, who wouldn't want more? So speaking of summer romances, I have The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I believe Christina Lauren are two authors, like co-authors, who just put their names together, which is really cool. Learned that fun fact from Haley Fam. I don't know too much, but I'll read the blurb for you. It says, for two sworn enemies, anything can happen during the Hawaiian trip of a lifetime. There's this girl called Olive who and her identical sister Amy is getting married to her dream man, and the best man is Olive's nemesis Ethan. But unfortunately, the entire wedding party, apart from Olive and Ethan, get food poisoning, and there is this all expensive paid honeymoon. So obviously they don't want it to go to waste, so they give it to Olive and Ethan to have a go at. I'm excited that it seems like it's an enemies to lover romance, which is a trope I love. I also love the fake dating trope. Something about it is just adorable. I love a good enemies to lover. I also got it at a deal for 6 at the works. Do not just sit there. Run to your local works, because they run some mad deals on some good books. This will be a really cute read to have on like the beach or something as well, because it seems relatively like a speedy read. Sticking to that kind of close proximity world, I now have The Roommate, which I also got in the deal from the works. And let me just read the blurb for you. It says that Clara Wheaton is the consummate good girl, overachieving, well-mannered, utterly predictable. When her childhood crush invites her to move cross-country, the offer is too good to resist. Unfortunately, it's also too good to be true. Suddenly, Clara finds herself sharing a house with a charming stranger. Josh might be a bit too perceptive, not to mention handsome, for comfort, but there's a good chance he and Clara could have survived sharing a summer sublet if she hadn't looked him up on the internet. I'm gonna leave it there. There is a little bit more to it, but it's close proximity. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of love triangle, possibly. I don't know. I haven't read too much into it, but I'm excited. A little bit of close proximity. I feel like it's a good little summer read. The cover is very summery as well. Again, I got it in the deal. But it just seems like a really easy read and a good palate cleanser for any... Do you know, like when you read like a really heavy, intense book? Okay, sticking to that, I have another romance, of course, with a yellow cover, and it's also by the lovely Christina Lauren, called The Soulmate Equation, and they are also the authors of The Honeymooners, and I'm intrigued. I feel like this is one of their better books, according to a lot of book talk reviewers. It sounds interesting. It's basically about a girl, and she is a genius, and she's having trouble with her love life, trouble with, juggling her career, raising her daughter. So she hears about something called Genetic Alley, which is like a matchmaking company who uses your DNA, an equation, to find you the one. And she miraculously matches with the founder of Genetic Alley, but then she very much realizes that they're not really a match, but because obviously he's the founder, they have to go around and fall in love. So it's almost like fake dating slash a little bit of enemies to lovers. I wouldn't say enemies, maybe close proximity actually. So it's fake dating and close proximity because they have to always be around each other. Excited to give that a read. It's definitely an interesting take on romance, but I feel like it's almost meta. It's like reflective of the dating scene today and how we use dating apps and stuff and are very picky. We try and be scientific with the people we match with on apps, but they still turn out to be duds sometimes, even if the app suggests that they're a good compatibility. Do you know? So we have a quote here, also by Miss Shondaland, and it says, "Emotional, sweet, and surprising." And I really do love the cover as well, how it's literally like DNA, a heart, and it's just very cute. And I'm excited. It's gonna be a nice little romance read to add to my summer's TBR. Okay, we're getting close to the end now of my romance reads. I'm super excited to read is Love in Colour by Bolu Babalola. I follow her on Twitter. She's absolutely hilarious and insightful, and I'm really excited to read Honey and Spice as well. But I bought this a while back and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I'm really excited to read it. She's young and upcoming, and she's received so many brilliant reviews already. This might be her debut novel. I could be completely wrong, but it has definitely done bits. Literally the Sunday Times bestseller, and she is an author, a female author of color as well, which is amazing. And I just can't wait to watch people fall in love and being represented well in this book. And I've heard a lot of amazing reviews, and I can't wait to give it a read. I absolutely adore the author. I love following her on social media. She keeps me so informed, but it's also hilarious. So I can't wait. And I can't wait to also read, and I can't wait to also follow it up with Honey and Spice as well, which has come out this year, I believe. I don't know if I think it's almost out, or I know there's a lot of people reviewing it currently and giving it super great reviews, so I'm excited. Another book that I am giving a read, but I will say this is lower on my TBR because it's not really my era in terms of what I like to read. I like to read more kind of modern, like present day stuff. But this is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Again, caught a lot of attention on social media, and obviously Taylor Jenkins Reid is just doing her thing. It's set in 1983. I'm not totally convinced by the blurb, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the cover is what sold me, I'm not gonna lie, because it's so pretty. But I've heard a lot of good things, a lot of positive things about it, so I'm excited to give it a read. I mean, look at that review, "A sex on the beach cocktail of a book" by Pandora Sykes, and "Pure exhilaration" by The Times. So I'm excited. Good reviews. It's not really a book I would typically read, but I just feel like it gives very summery vibes just from like the cover. So I'm excited to give this a read. Now, okay, you're all gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, how has she not read this classic yet?" I know, I'm sorry, I know, but I'm very excited to read this, Pride and Prejudice. I feel like I've been saving it for the summer. Haven't cracked it open one bit yet, haven't broken the spine. I don't want to, because look at it, it is gorgeous. It's a cloth bound copy. I got it when I was out with my friend Maisie in we went on a little book hopping day out, and this was one of the books I bought because I really wanted a copy of Pride and Prejudice, and I've always wanted to read Jane Austen's work. I know, crazy, I haven't read her work. It's because we didn't cover it like GCSE level or anything, so I'm excited. I know it's a good romance, and you can't go wrong with a classic, and it's beautiful as well. So I can just see myself like sitting on the beach with a little cocktail in my hand, reading this, or in the park with a little mocktail or gin can in my hand, giving this a read. So yeah, it is a bit heavy though, so I'm not sure how often I'll bring it around with me, but I can't wait to just like lounge in the sun and just finally read the brilliance that is Miss Jane Austen. And second to last book, both are non-fiction now. First of all, we have, actually let me start with the other one. First of all, I have Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have seen everyone rave about it, and I do want to switch up, I guess, my routine and my lifestyle a bit, you know, get back in check. So I'm excited to read this. Apparently it's just a really good book. to read as well in general. A lot of people swear by it, say it's like their ride or die book for like changing their lifestyle, and a lot of people said it's like changed their lives. And I did a little Q&A on my Instagram story and back in like May or April when I got it, and a lot of people popped up and said it absolutely changed their life. So I'm intrigued to see what the hype is about and to just read a genuinely good book. I haven't read non-fiction in a minute, so I'm excited to give it. Plus, I think the cover's very cute as well, you know, the little... So yeah. The final book I'm going to read is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Now, I started reading this, and you can see I started reading it last year, maybe 2020, but I just never finished it. I think I got it while I was at uni and I was trying to find some inspiration, and I watched an interview with Olivia Rodrigo, and she raved on about this book and how it inspired her songwriting process and her creativity. And a lot of people have said the same thing. I know Joshua Bassett said the same thing, and Jack Edwards, I think he did a video on Olivia, like what books Olivia Rodrigo read. I could be wrong though, and I think this was one of the books. I'm excited, despite she's the author of Eat, Pray, Love. Love the film, I haven't read the book. I'm excited to read it. When I did start reading it, I do remember thinking empowering and inspiring, so I do need some inspiration again. I've hit a bit of a writer's block at the moment, so reading this in the summer would definitely get me kickstarted, get me in that writer zone. I'm excited. Well, I just realised I've said excited so many times, but I genuinely am. I know it's a lot of books and I've waffled my way through all of them, but hopefully I'll get around to reading all of them. I'm super excited. Summer just looking jam-packed, but also super relaxing with all these new reads. Let me know what's on your summer TBR and what you plan on doing this summer. Are you going away? Are you staying and working like me? Or how are you living your best summer 2022? And if you have any other summer reads that I should add to my list, definitely let me know in the comments below, or you can DM me on my socials. They'll be in the description box as well, or in the end card, because I love hearing suggestions. I love adding to my TBR. My bank account doesn't love it, but my brain does. It loves all the knowledge it gets. So thank you again for watching my video. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment and share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
She was like a shot of espresso. She's like being bathed in sunlight. She's incredibly energetic and enthusiastic, and she had this sense of play and fun, which was incredibly exciting.